Good afternoon, everybody. Fan Steve here once again. It is Sunday, June the 25th. Hope everybody is having a good day. We are just now getting into summer, and it has just begun. And it is a whopping 95 degrees outside today, which is a good day for me because I have my old vintage Lakewood box fan, the one that I got about a week ago. And today I am going to try to do a little cleaning service of it, see if I can try to get it to working. This fan has been sitting in my front room since I recorded the video of it about a week ago, and I have it wrapped in some bubble wrap here on the bottom to keep from making a mess in the house. I have done some research on the fan, and from what other fan collectors and what members of the fan groups on Facebook have told me, that this is an X22 model, and these were being manufactured around the mid-50s to the early 60s, actually throughout the 60s, technically. These were more of the cheaply made Lakewood models, even from that era, from what I was told. So these are getting a little more on the rare side now. The fan does work. It does run very well, actually. It just needs a good cleaning and a good service. But overall, not a bad fan. I'm gonna do some work with this, and it's gonna turn out to be a really nice fan once I get done with it. The fan is it's like a powder blue color. I've done some thinking, and I've done some little examination with this. I don't think that this is the original color to this fan. I have speculations that this was already restored one time at one point, but definitely nothing recent. And how I know this is that you see some specks of some gray there, and if you look at the inside of the fan, you see some paint there on the blade, which I think is rather odd to me, because it's not like maybe somebody was spray painting something, or it just got caught into the fan. I'm going to get this wrap off to where we can have a better look at the rest of the fan here. Okay, so now we can get a better look at the fan here, and I've got it pulled underneath the shade over here to where I can get out of that sunshine. But anyway, this is the bottom part of the fan. And how I assumed that this fan was already messed with one time before is that you look at the cord there, and you see how it's kind of, I don't know if it was spliced or something, but it looks like somebody literally did something a little too efficient with it. The cord is coming in a knot, but it's still coming out through the original entry point. But from the looks of it, that's the original grommet, but half of it's gone, and it's kind of strange how that was done. But anyway, you look at the back side of the motor here, it matches up with the rest of the fan. But I'll turn it around here. You look at the inside, it appears to be more of a grayish color, which to my instincts would have been the original color to this fan. And how I know this is that most of the fans that I had seen like this on YouTube and other places, that these fans were more originally of a grayish color. They were either gray or some of them were green. But yeah, it's a really nice color though. definitely no question about it that this thing is going to have to be repainted, because I mean, look at it. The paint is flaky. More rust surface than anything else. And I'm going to see what I can do about getting the original finish back on the grills again, because in my opinion they're probably the most rustiest part of the fan. Really sturdily built though. I mean, it's not like, you know, they're flimsy to the point to where they'll ruin or anything. Definitely am going to be replacing the hardware on this. Looks like it kind of came with these big flat-headed screwdrivers here. I don't think that these are original. Maybe a few of them are, but they were replaced at one point. You can definitely tell with that one right there. One is missing there on the bottom, on the bottom left. So yeah, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna pop this grill off, and we're gonna have a closer look at the inside of the fan here. And I'm gonna try my luck at seeing if I can get this blade off to where I can clean and service the motor. Hopefully this is not going to be a big disaster, just as it was with the last box fan. But this blade set was made by Pincrest too. By the way, this blade set was used on Lakewood's, a lot of Lakewood's other rebadged box fans, such as the Pincrest and a few other fans. I just recently found that out. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get this guard popped off, and let's have a look at get a closer look at the inside of the fan here. Okay, so now the front guard is freed. So now we have easier access into the inside of the box fan here. And it would appear that this blade set is aluminum. It's a very well designed and put together blade. And something that's very interesting about this is that the set screw would appear to be a screw going straight through the shaft that is mounted on with a bolt. But hopefully getting this off shouldn't be too difficult, even though it's going to take a little effort from the looks of it, more than likely. If you can look very closely, you can see of how out of whack, how out of balance this blade is. Hopefully balancing it shouldn't be too hard, and that is part of the plan of the process of getting this thing cleaned in the time being before I can restore it. Guess I'll go ahead and I'll get the back carb removed as well. But for now, I'm gonna see what I can do about trying to get this getting this blade set off. It's definitely not press fit, as you can see. So I'm going to I've got my WD-40 here, and I'm just gonna lubricate it. I'm just gonna let that soak for a few minutes, and we will see where we go from there. Okay, so I have the fan laid flat on its back here. That way it's easier for the lubrication to get it into the shaft here. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'll just go ahead and I'll apply a little bit of WD-40 here. Okay, good enough. So I'll just let that sit there for a few minutes, and let's see if we can get that screw taken out. Okay, everybody, we are now back. As you can see, I have finally, very carefully and very safely, and much of anything else effortlessly, got the blade removed. No struggles, no problems at all. Used my little three jaw pulley here. How the whole procedure works is you just take a socket that's a little bit smaller than the shaft. That's to keep it, keep the blade from getting harder to come off and mushrooming it out. And you just do the whole lubrication, let it soak for a few minutes, and all it takes is a little elbow grease, and voila, there she is. Anyhow, I am super happy about this. No struggles at all. Finally got the blade off without any damage whatsoever. The only thing is that, of course, I'm going to have to find another screw for this because it is stripped out, and from the looks of it, it was basically just a bolt, just holding it all together. But finding a new screw for this shouldn't be too hard. It's a piece of metal in there. I don't know what in the world that came from. So yeah. Okay, so now we can finally have a look at the inside of the motor here. And just as my instincts were serving me, if not correctly, that this motor is a light gray color. So that definitely gives me the indication that this fan was painted one time before. And there's the conductors there. There's the inside from where the switch comes in. It's really not going to be too hard to get out, hopefully. And this is a shaded pole motor too, by the way. Okay, so we are one step ahead of where we need to be. And I don't know if I mentioned this to you. Maybe you noticed to pay enough attention, but the oiling tube here on the back is missing, but the front one remains. So now it's down to where I can finally get this thing cleaned up and see if we can get this thing lubricated. I'm gonna see if I can try to blow the motor out best I can with the air compressor, and maybe I'll just clean the housing up here, maybe with some soap and water if I have the time, and we will get this thing put back together, and it's good to go. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this thing taken apart and see if we can get this thing cleaned. Okay, here it is, everybody. The fan has been cleaned up, and I am sorry if I was not able to get footage of all of the process of the fan getting cleaned. Just right at the very last minute, it just got a little late yesterday, and there were a few things that I had to do. But I promise you, the fan cleaned up well, and everything went according to plan. The fan is spruced up for now. Basically, what I did was that I blew it out best I could with the air compressor, and knocked off as much of the loose dirt and dust as possible with a small brush. The motor has just now been serviced, and I will give you a look from the back. And I'll give you a look of what the inside of the motor looks like. It's not perfectly clean, but Definitely a lot better than what it was before. And I really didn't do anything excessive, but I think this cleaned up well enough to where it's a little bit safer to use now. Still cannot pick up any information off of the motor here, but I'm gonna keep a close watch on this motor because I still do not have a power draw meter for this. Those windings look like they're not in the best of shape, but I think I fixed the problem well enough to where to maybe it'll be a little bit safer to use now. But this fan uh, will not be plugged in or ran unattended for the time being until I can do more with this. So this is about as far as I'm going to go with this until I can do the restoration. So the fan runs a lot smoother now. The blades were a little off balance, and it was just one blade, and I tweaked that back best I could. So minimum vibration, has a little noise to the motor. Maybe it could be the worn thresh washers. I did check, but it does have a little play in there, but nothing major. Who knows when the last time this thing was ever oiled or cleaned. Thing looked like it had spent most of its life in a barn or a shop, so this thing has definitely seen its wilder days. But I'm gonna go ahead and well, I've got the fan plugged in now, and so I'm gonna give a demonstration of it running, and we will go ahead and we'll fire it up right now. Okay, so minimum vibration. It's not as shaky as it was. It is making a little rattling because some of the hardware from the grills are missing. So that's why I have my hand back here. Other than that, looks like it's running like it should. Putting out a nice good flow of air. Just going to drop it down to low. I'm pretty sure that would have something to do with the bearings. Maybe the bearings, need to be cleaned up a bit more. I don't think that it would have anything to do with the windings or the stator. I did run this for a little bit, and it did seem like the motor was heating up right away. So it can't possibly be like this motor is on its breaking point or anything. Okay, now we'll get a spin down. Spin down time on this is actually pretty good too, by the way. This is really made it an improvement. Um, I think that all I have to do with this now, all there's left for me to do, is to give this thing a good restoration, get it good and cleaned and painted up, and this is going to be a good fan for the summer. I'm gonna. Doesn't seem like it has much of a startup sound, and the motor being as noisy as it is, I'm not exactly sure if I'll catch anything, but I'll put it up to the camera here. We'll see what we can what we can get. Okay, now for the low speed. I think I'll just I'll just show the fan running from the back here too while I'm at it. Okay, so I think that is definitely a lot better. Seems to be working better than it was before. I'm gonna fix this thing right up, and I'm gonna make it happy again, and I'm gonna make it beautiful again, and I think you're all really going to enjoy uh, the restoration video that I'm going to be doing with this very soon. So, well, there you have it, everybody. I hope that you all have enjoyed cleanup with my X22 Lakewood box fan, and I hope that you all have enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and more videos to come. Bye bye.